Hello, my friends. It's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. It's time for another What Sold This Week video. Um, if you're new here, hi, my name is Laura. I sell women's vintage clothing online on sites like Etsy, eBay, Depop, Poshmark, and also Whatnot, which is the live auction selling platform. And every week I go live. I don't go live on YouTube. That's a lie. Every week I come to YouTube and I share my haul videos with you. I share videos about what I sold, and then I ramble about some generic reseller bullshit. And today is a What Sold video. I start off with what I sold on my Whatnot show because usually I'm filming this right after my show. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. I had a great show, but obviously I did not work on shipping yesterday, so I'm doing that now. And it is 1:40 in the afternoon. I should have started this a long time ago today. I didn't, but let's get into it. I apologize for my state of dress. I don't really apologize. Normally I look cuter when I'm doing this for you because I've just done a Whatnot show where I dressed up. Today, I didn't dress up for you. I'm just wearing my normal stuff. Although I do love this shirt, one of my favorites. Anyway, my Whatnot show was very nice on Thanksgiving. I have Thanksgiving shows just because my shows are normally on Thursdays and I'm able to have them on Thanksgiving. So I just keep doing it and they're always good each year. I've tried to do Black Friday shows on Whatnot and they are not good for me. So I just gave up trying to do that. My show yesterday, I sold a total of 26 items for $441 before fees. After fees, I should get $381.04. And my 26 packages are going to 16 different buyers, 8 of whom are shopping with me for the first time. So I generally hover around a 50-50 split of new versus repeat buyers. So that's always fun because I like both of them. It's fun for different reasons. Anyway, let's get into what I sold. I have to get everything shipped. First up is a new to me buyer who purchased one item. Let's see. Okay. And it was this green velvet dress. Now, I'm not really going to go into a lot of depth showing you the clothes because they've all been in recent haul videos for the most part. Also, I do have my friend Rizzo here with me. Let me see. Come here, Riz. Oh no, she's super feisty right now. I can't hold on to her too long because she's going to bite me. She's on my little workspace here. Always super challenging. She doesn't like my lint roller, and she also doesn't like when I fold or pace or talk a lot. So I don't know why she stays right here next to me. Anyway, this dress sold for $15. That's where I started the bidding. This is just like a really dark green velvet. It's very pretty. I started the bidding at $15, and for the remainder of this, if I don't specify what the bidding started at, you can assume that the price that I sold it for is the price that I started the bidding at. I will let you know if that is not true. Sorry, Riz, but you're in the way already. I probably also need to use a lint roller because this is velvet. Actually, it's not looking too shabby. Miss Riz, I got to move you. I'm so sorry. This dress is too long for you to be sitting on the table. Okay, I actually think it's in pretty good shape, but... And you can't come back. You cannot come back. So sorry. I'm going to be, no. See, I thought the lint roller would scare her off. It looks like, oh, sugar cookie. So Rizzo's been plotting against me because apparently I am out of lint rolly guys. I thought I had some, but they don't fit this handle. So we're going to have to just wing it. Lucky you, Rizzo. I got to move you again though, ma'am. Please. Thank you. So sorry. All right. So I apologize in advance to anybody who's watching this who ordered something that has little cat hairs on it. It shouldn't be bad. So it is what it is. I'm going to have to place a quickie little order, which, you know, granted I should have done 8 million years ago, but I didn't. Okay. Anyway, so folding this dress. Oh my goodness. Like I could use just tape, but you know, it's so like labor intensive and you are not going to want to watch me do all that for sure. Let's see. Okay. That's a little bit better. Fold that up a little bit, cutie. So sorry that the beginning of this is just longer than it needs to be. Rizzo. This cat's just been laying on the bed, chilling out until the second I decided it's time to start a video. It's like, look, Rizzo, I appreciate that you were laying on the bed, chilling out, probably with me because I was just hanging out on the bed. But you know, sorry, I have to get a bag because as usual, did I prepare for this? I thought I did. No. Anyway, here we go. Shipping. Here's the other fun story. That's not really a story. I sold something on Etsy and it's not in the inventory location that I had indicated. So now I have to hunt through every single inventory box to find it. So I've got to do that after I do this. Next item that I sold, going to a new to me buyer, purchased one item. This Gym Bro tank top that sold for $10. Let's see, put these here. So that's cool. I thought it was funny. A little Gym Bro. Get this foldy. Try to get the koala to show when we, yes, perfect. I'll show you. I love folding things in a way that really showcases the item so that when they open it up, I mean, I think it looks like a little bit professional, even though it's like a super easy thing to do. Right, but then, oh, amazing. Oh, I can't take the thing off yet. Okay, next up, third item rather, is new to me buyer, purchased one item. They purchased this sweater, which is really cool. There's no tags or anything on this. It's just a cool little 70s-esque sweater. And this sold for $15. So let's see. It was a really nice Whatnot show. The pace of it felt really good. I felt like people were engaged and having a fun time. So that was nice. And of course, I made sales, which is the ultimate goal for me. But it's always nice when I have like a chatty audience and I feel like we're all having a good time. I was appreciative. And then I ended the show and then basically had to go for Thanksgiving with my family. So that was good. Let's see. Next up, new to me buyer, purchased one item. It was this plus size whimsy goth top. I really love the details on this. It's got this great little fluttery edge and these sleeves. Very cute. So that was fun. And that sold for $15, which is exactly what I thought it sold for. But let's see, get this folded up. It's so pretty. Let's see. I hope that I can get to my post office in time today. My regular post office worker is on vacation. She should be back Monday, thankfully. Let's see. Oops. So, but it's just closer and I can walk to it as opposed to like my other option is a post office that I can drive to and I just don't want to. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. If I have to, I have to. It's fine. All right, there's that. Let's see. Next up, repeat buyer who purchased one item, and it's another what I believe to be a plus size garment. It's kind of like one size fits many, but sort of in a plus size sense. Really cool shirt, and then it like ties at the bottom of the waist there. This sold for $15. So. And this is nice too, because, I always talk about like my sort of conundrum with plus size clothing. I don't find enough of it to be able to build up a good base of people that I'm selling to, but I've sort of been finding more, but I feel like I don't have a customer base for it, but I'm making a few sales. So it's good. We'll just keep plugging along. Ooh, that's very poorly folded. Sorry. My apologies. I want to do better than that if you are watching this, but also I've fucked around too much today and now I'm in a rush and I'm sorry. All right, let's see. Next up is repeat buyer, purchased 4 items from me. All right, so there's that. Let me see. That. I'm just trying to see. Okay, we'll start with that one. So this item, which is just a 70s black polyester maxi dress, and this sold for $15. And again, I don't have a lint roller. I don't think it's going to be too bad, but I apologize if there's little bits of Rizzo on this dress. She thankfully has gone somewhere else. She knows I love her and that I love spending time with her, but also, oh my goodness, there are little bits of Rizzo on here. I'm so sorry. And they don't want to come off. Oh my God, I can't believe I let myself run out of lint roller. That was not, I was not beckoning you, Rizzo. Please go back to whatever it was that you were just doing. That is not being on this table Por favor. Por favor. No, please do not come up here. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. I'm so sorry. Of course, it's like black polyester, so it's just worse. I mean, it's not like, it's not like it was laid as a rug on my floor or anything, but just little bits. It's black. It shows everything. Sorry. Riz, I don't have time for you to get feisty right now. I don't have time for it. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to have to title this YouTube video, instead of what sold this week, I'm going to call it what got cat hair on it this week. Okay, second item that this buyer purchased, number 7, was this cute little sort of like prairie-esque top. That's a skirt, Laura. Cute. This sold for $15. Very cute. And there's my squeaky floor. Sounds great. Okay. All frazzled. Okay. Third item that this buyer purchased was a 2-piece set, which I think is really cute. It's got this like great collar, which she said is what sold her on it, which I agree with. Nice little paisley print. It's a skirt and blouse. The collar just really is so cute. There's that. Hold that there, please, Miss Riz. All right, let's see. I hope I can find this other dress that I sold. It's so embarrassing. When I list things on other platforms, obviously not on Whatnot, I put them all into little inventory boxes, and then all the different sites have their custom fields for putting your SKU or inventory number or whatever. The fourth thing that this buyer purchased, such a cute thing. Love this. These are slipper socks. They're really adorable. It was a very recent haul video that these were in, and I adore these. I would have kept them, but like I have a wooden floor and these don't have any kind of like traction on the bottom. And also, I don't know if you've heard, but I have cats and they shed. And these would just be like little mops for picking up all the cat hair. Anyway, so I'm sad to see them leave because I think they're adorable. But they did sell. They sold for $10. And there we go. So that's all going to go. This buyer, let me get a bag. And I was saying something else now. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, the thing that I lost. Yeah, so I have like all of my Etsy, eBay, all that stuff. I have like a little field that tells me where the item is. So when it sells, I can go to that box and pull it out of the box, whatever. And somewhat recently, I don't know how I noticed it, but I noticed that this one dress was like, that it was listed as being in a location that it's not in. Cause like I had the little location tag in my hand and I was like, okay, well, let's go double check. And I went and checked that box. And then I checked another box, that similar number, could have been that one. It wasn't in either one of those. And then at that point, I just kind of thought like, okay, I'm going to have to like figure this out another day. And I never did. And now, of course, the thing is fucking sold. And so now what that means is I have to dig through every single inventory box. And so I take the box down, I pull everything out of the box, and then I just put it all back one at a time and see if the item is in there. Why do you do that? That sounds crazy. Yeah. But in the past, I've done like a quick like dig through the box and try and look for it. And then I don't find it. And then like look through every single thing that I own. And then I have to go back and do it again, piecemeal, very carefully, because oops, there it is. And yes, it's happened to me a number of times. I've also been doing this for like 12 years. So like that kind of makes sense that it's happened a lot of times. Also, because have you met me? I'm not all there all the time. So, it has happened too many times. But so I just hope that I didn't like pull it and sell it on Whatnot one day. I don't think so, but now I got to find it. And of course I listed it like a million years ago, so I haven't even seen it in a long time. And also it's going internationally, which like I would feel extra bad if I lost it, because it's like they were willing to pay international shipping kind of money. It's going to like Israel or something, I think. So I would feel like even worse if I had to cancel the transaction. This is the next thing that sold. This buyer purchased one item. It's this Liz Claiborne sweater. It's very cute. And this sold for $15. And I have like hiccups now. So there's that. That's fun. You get to endure that for the rest of this video because otherwise I have to stop the video again. I already stopped it to look for lint rollers. I would have to stop it again and go fix the hiccups. And it's not bad enough for me to do that yet because I gotta get this done. Gotta get her done. So getting her done. Here. Okay, next up, repeat buyer, purchase 3 items. First item is this nightgown, right? Yes. Yes, this is just a pretty little vintage nightgown boop, boop, that sold for $10. So let's see. Let's get this one folded. Thankfully, my little diva is back on the bed, sleeping on a very nice, cozy blanket. So hopefully she will be content to do that for the remainder of this video. All right, nightgown's folded. Second item that this buyer purchased is this blouse that I freaking love. I think this thing is so cool. Just like a 90s awesome colorful print. This sold for $17. The bidding started at $15, but it got bid up to $17. I don't think I had any like crazy bidding, right? Like, and by crazy, like I kind of mean like something that goes from 15 to like $25 or $30. That's kind of crazy. When I get bidding happening, often it usually is just like to 15, from 15 up to like 17 or 18 bucks. So, because the majority of the time stuff just sells at the price I started it at, which is fine. Let's see. And then the third item that this buyer purchased is it this one? Yes. This little 90s sunflower rayon dress. A little print there. And this also sold for $17. The bidding started at $15. So let's see. All right, let's get this folded up. Once again, thank you, Rizzo, for not being in the way. Let's see. So, yeah, so after I do all of this, I have to locate 3 items. I have 3 things to ship out. One of them I really have to locate because it's the one I was just talking about. But then the other 2 I just have to pull. Hopefully, I mean, I haven't tried to look for them yet. So presumably they are exactly where I believe that they are. We'll find out. But, you know, I am running a sale on Etsy. I always participate in their, like, I don't know what they're calling the sale right now, but it's the whole like Black Friday, Cyber Week, whatever they're including. So it goes from like November 25th, I think, until December 2nd. So I'm participating in that. I'm doing 30% off. Next item that I sold, repeat buyer, purchased one item. And it is another Liz Claiborne sweater. Very cute. And this sold for $15. So yeah, I normally, when I do sales or send offers or anything, like the majority of the offers that I send out online are generally 20% off. On my Etsy, I also send out a thank you coupon when someone purchases something. I don't know if Etsy sends it to every single buyer, but like, because I have it set up that Etsy does it for me automatically, but it sends a thank you coupon for like 25% off because I feel like, you know, they should get a better discount than somebody who's never purchased from me before. So, you know, I generally like, and when I accept offers from people, it's generally in like the 20 to 25% off is acceptable. Of course, I will accept, you know, offers for a higher percentage off if it's stuff that I hate or that's been sitting around since 1970 or, you know, just whatever stuff that I've had too long that I don't like, that whatever that, like I'll take lower offers on. But generally 20, 25% off is kind of where I'm comfortable. And, so like running a 30% off sale, I usually do like my big sales for the year, like Black Friday. I do kind of like 30, maybe 40% sometimes, but not that often. And I think that's kind of the only time I do a really big sale. I don't run sales very often. It's at the point now where so many of these platforms are running off of offer-based systems that I don't really run sales. And I find that especially on eBay, like if I try to run a sale on eBay, all that does is get people sending me even further lower offers. So I just don't bother doing that. Let's see. Next item is to a repeat buyer who purchased, I believe it was this one. Yes, this little Asian print satin top. This sold for $24, which I don't think I realized that it had gotten bid up that high. I had the bidding started at 15, so that's cool. Very happy about this, and I love the person who purchased it. I mean, I know her through Whatnot and Instagram, whatever. Oh, I folded it really poorly again. I'm so sorry. I don't know if she watches my YouTube or not, but if you do, I'm sorry for my terrible folding job, but also I don't think she'll care. So let's see. Let's get this in this bag. Okay, there's that. Next up, a new to me buyer who purchased one item. It was this 90s rayon floral skirt, and this is by Express. This sold for $15, so that's good. All right, let's get this. I'm going to fold it up the awkward way. Not awkward, just, not the way I prefer, but I'm in a rush in case I did not tell you. Y'all, I officially ran out of my favorite poly mailers. I had these great poly mailers that were these decorative, very colorful. Hold on. Next, let me see. Next package is a repeat buyer who purchased 3 items. The first item is a very cool dress. This thing, which I love, little rainbow stripe disco-y dress. This sold for $26. I actually started the bidding at this on 15 and it sold for 26. So that's also very nice. See, I'm all like, oh, nothing really got bid up very much. And then there's so far been 2 things that got bid up to what I consider a lot. So my little memory. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Hold on. Let's fold this one up. That's one. Second item that this buyer purchased is a really fun purse. Well, 80s. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It's leather. And this sold for $31. I had the bidding starting at 15. So that was really cool. And then the third item that this buyer purchased is this sweater, which I just had in a haul video that my little friend Whitney got for me. This sold for $27. I had the bidding starting at 15. So that was very fun. Thank you, Whitney, for sourcing that for us. And let's see. So I don't even know what I was saying. I was saying something and then I had to talk about selling things. What was I saying? I don't know. Does not. Probably does not matter. All right. Can I fold it like that? Apparently I've got to order more. Oh, my poly mailers. That's what I was talking about. Because I got to order more of these also. This size. I had these, they were called recovery tattoo mailers. They were very colorful and they were like inspired by tattoo art and they supported addiction recovery. And I love them just because they're cool looking, right? But also my boyfriend is sober and, we're both involved in like 12-step recovery type of stuff. And so I just liked supporting it. But the company does not sell the mailers anymore. And I don't know. I think they were the ones who were making them. So I can still find them here and there on like Amazon or eBay. And I'm not going to shop on Amazon. And, it's just, I don't want to keep... they're more expensive through those other platforms. And then they're also still now a limited resource because they don't exist anymore. So I was like, all right, so now I just have like black with gold stars because I couldn't find something I liked enough that didn't cost $8 million. All All right, next up is a repeat buyer who purchased one item from me. Oh, this thing is so cool. This blazer, this 80s sort of like jackety blazer. It's got this great scarf kind of front. And then in the back, it has this open back and then this little structured waistband. It's so cute. And this sold for $15. So I love this thing. I was very excited about it. I'm also going to fold it awkwardly because it would take a lot of futzing around to fold it the way that I would like to fold it. So I'm going to not do that. I'm going to fold it like this and hopefully it'll be okay. Let's see. Here's the thing. I'm in this big rush, but ultimately it doesn't matter. If I don't make my local post office, that's okay. I can make the post office that closes at 5. And if things were really bad, there's a post office that closes at 7. So I can calm down. It does not have to be crazy. Next buyer purchased 3 items from me. They are a new to me buyer. The first is this sweater, which I love. It's got like an Angora in the white part. And then this is all like slinky knit. It's very cool. This sold for $16. I started the bidding at $15. So that was cool. And it's so funny because like this sweater reminds me a lot of another brand that I talk about every time I find anything that remotely resembles these sweaters. I had found a couple of sweaters once by this brand called Nanelle, and I loved them. I thought they were amazing. I had them offered up on Whatnot, and I don't think that they sold on Whatnot at all. Like I think that they ultimately, I listed them elsewhere, and I was like, okay, so when I listed these on Whatnot, I mean, I was like, oh, I hope that they sell, whatever. I was like, I don't know if everybody likes these as much as I do. And then, it's in one show and it gets bid up to whatever I just said, $16, which, okay, that's not bid up. But that's more than one person. That was, there's a weird long thread here. Okay. Go there. All right. So that's that one. Oh my God, Rizzo. Okay. Second item that this buyer purchased is another one of the sweaters. Love this. Think it's amazing. This got bid up to $21. I started the bidding at $15. So I just think it's interesting because I was all in love with the Nanelle sweaters. Nobody cared. And when I say nobody cared, I didn't have them in just one show. You know me. At this point, they were in multiple Whatnot shows, couldn't get rid of them. And I know that I've sold at least one through like Etsy or whatever since then, but let's see. That. And then the third item that this buyer purchased was this 90s rayon floral dress. It's really pretty. Made by Fool. Oh, there's the tag there somewhere. And this sold for $22. I started the bidding at $15. So that was nice also. Let me move you 2 out of the way, please. This dress is a little longer. Okay. Let's see. Can I get these? I'll have to use a bigger envelope, but that's okay. Envelope, bag, what are these things? All right, let's see. Sorry, I didn't realize I was so far off. Not off screen really, but kind of. All right, you 2 come here, please. So now I have to order poly mailers and lint rollers. Keep that in mind. All right. And then I think I only have 2 more packages. Yes, thank goodness. Okay. Oh, one of them is a wool robe. That's going to be a little bit rough, just from a lint rolly perspective. So, but maybe I'll show it to you and then wrap it up off camera so that you don't have to sit there and watch me try and tape all the cat hair off of it if it has cat hair. I'm assuming it's got to have some. It's a wool robe. You know what I'm saying? All right. The next buyer, new to me buyer, purchased 2 items. The first is this Lands quilted skirt. It's so adorable. I love this so much. But it's tiny. It's like a 25-inch waist. I don't know if it was a kid's size or just an extra small adult, There's the tag. That's the only tag. The size was cut out of it, but it definitely fits an extra small adult. I just wonder, I think the length made me wonder, like maybe it's intended to be for a child. So that sold for $15. And they also purchased this dress, which I think is so freaking cute. Right? Little Sears secretary style dress. And this also sold for $15. Get that up there. Get this folded cute. Yeah, and then the robe is the final thing. So then I can just tell you about it and then go offline and make sure that it does not have every cat hair in the known world clinging to it. That's the thing. Some of these things, it's not so much that it's like, it's just, certain fabrics really attract cat hair very easily. And it's like a magnet, you know? I definitely have like more paranoia around cat hair because I was a cat rescuer for years. Like now I only have 2 cats, but I, you know, have lived for like 2 decades being like a cat lady. So I definitely have this mindset of like, oh my God, how do I get the cat hair off everything? So there's some of that like residual trauma, but also, you know, some things just like attract cat hair like nobody's business. All right, so those are those. And then the final item that I sold is going to a repeat buyer who purchased the one item from me. This sold for $15. It's just a vintage wool bathrobe. I think this is so just like, oh, it's so nice. The construction elements of this are so nice. And I'm very excited about it. It's actually not too bad, but I still want to make sure before I package it all up. So anyway, that's everything that I sold on Whatnot. So I'm going to go and print all my little shipping labels and frantically hunt for a missing dress and maybe get some cat hair off of a robe. You're going to hang tight because in a second for you, I'm going to show you what I sold on all the other platforms. So see you in a sec. All right. Do you have a snack? Are you comfortable? Because I have 4 entire items that I have to show you that I sold this week. 4. I know. Buckle up. It's going to be a super long ride today. So God bless America. This week's been terrible for sales. All right. So first up, I've got Etsy. This is a pair of corduroys that I sold. I know it says $41.30. That is inaccurate information. So I had these listed for $59, which again on Etsy includes shipping. These are 70s cords. They're cute. That's them on a person. I did have to repair the waistband and it's like super janky. So this is what it looks like on the outside. Doesn't look too terrible, but this is what it looks like on the inside. It was actually torn at the waistband here. So that was my fix. This was before I was doing visible mending because I would have made different choices, but here we are. Anyway, so I have these on sale. I actually would have them on sale currently for $41.30, which is weird. Because I'm running a 30% off sale on Etsy, but the buyer purchased these before I was running that sale. They sent me an offer for $40. They didn't send me an offer. They asked me if I would take $40. And let me give you a better photo. First of all, here's the tag. How cute. Okay. Remember how I said buckle up because I sold 4 whole items? Do you like how I'm turning it into a buckle up experience? Like this could be short and sweet and I'm making it painful. Anyway, the buyer asked me if I would accept 40. I was like, it's a little lower than I'd like to go. But then I was like, what, you know, I kind of was like, whatever. They had also sent this whole thing like, oh, well, there's a repair and I might want to get it fixed. And, you know, and I was like, for some reason, when people want to point out flaws to me that I have already described, it irks me. And I don't know that they're always intending to be like, oh, this thing has issues. Like, but this person wanted to also get these pants repaired. They were kind of saying like, well, you know, I'd like to try and get them repaired. I did tell them like, I don't think you're going to be able to repair these, but you know, if I'm happy to accept the $40 if you're still interested. So I had them send me an offer because I couldn't do a coupon code that would send them a $40 thing, right? It wanted to do like $41.30 and, you know, anyway, they sent me an offer for $40. I accepted it. Shipping cost me fucking $8.98 because this poor person's in Texas and these pants weighed over a pound and that was the Ground Advantage price. And then I tried to look at what a padded flat rate envelope would be because I don't use them too often, but I do use them on occasion. because sometimes it's cheaper than ground, $10.30 for a padded flat rate envelope. When did this happen? I thought it was going to be $9.30. I was like, maybe it's gone up. I think it's $9.30. Let's see, $10.30. And that's like the lower rate. That's not even like the retail rate that the buyer would be paying at the counter if they sold these at the counter, which they don't. Anyway, so I made $31.02 on these pants. Honestly, with the repair work, was it worth it? I don't even know, but here we are. They're cool 70s pants. I mean, I would have repaired them and sold them even if I knew how inexpensive they were. Even if I knew I was going to give that much of a discount on them, because I want to preserve the 70s pants. Anyway, let's move along from this. Like, I'm making it sound way more depressing than it was. The buyer was lovely, left me really nice feedback already, was like very nicely communicative. Everything was lovely. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Next, let's go to my second of 4 sales for the week. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. This necklace. So this was purchased with the sale that's currently running. I had this listed for $29. It has a 30% coupon applied right now, sale, discount, whatever. So that brought it to $20.30. I pay shipping. That was $5.15. So I made $15.15 on this. And it's nice. There's a photo of me with what happened to my eye makeup in this photo? It's like Clown Town over here. I know it's always Clown Town over here. It's like extra clowny, okay? In a negative way. But it's a cute necklace. So there's that. All right. The thing that was interesting about this was the buyer marked it as a gift on Etsy, which you can do. And I know that sometimes the mark as gift indication is partially there so that you don't necessarily stick an invoice into the package. Because, if you're sending a gift to somebody, you don't want it to show up with the receipt that says how much it was on the inside necessarily, right? A lot of international buyers will use this mark as gift thing because they think it means that they might get away with not having to pay customs, but that's not how that works. Because even when it's legitimately a gift for someone, it is not a gift from me to you. And therefore, you have paid me for an item. I have to declare what that item value was when I send it. That's on the customs form, even if you are sending it as a gift to someone else. But I think in this instance, it's possible. I don't know what the buyer's intention was. I don't offer any kind of gift wrapping or anything like that. And I'm a little nervous because I don't even have jewelry boxes. Do you know what I mean? When I sell jewelry, which is very infrequently, I try to wrap it safely, but it's not in a cute little box or anything. I literally had this wrapped in bubble wrap so that it wouldn't rub on itself or get crushed. And so it's not pretty for gift giving purposes. I hope that's not going to be upsetting to the buyer. I probably should invest in some sort of boxes for jewelry, but I sell jewelry so infrequently that it's just not really a thing that's been on my radar. Let's move along from this to our third of 4 sales. Poshmark. Can you believe it? Poshmark is making up 50% of my sales for the week. So crazy. This is one of the 50s, 60s cotton day dresses that I got from that plus size estate sale. It was very exciting. And I've only gotten 2 or 3 of them listed so far. So this was one and it sold. Let's see, we do a little bit more of a close-up view. It's a really cute little print. That's the tag. So adorable. You can kind of see the print, but here, right? Really cute. Has a metal zipper. It's really adorable. So I had this listed on Poshmark. I had it listed for $89. I believe the buyer sent me an offer for $75, which I accepted. And that means that I get $60 after fees are deducted. So it sold for $75 because I don't pay shipping. Buyer made the offer for $75. Oops, sorry. I'm all over the place here. I don't like the way Poshmark is doing this. I'm trying to leave you on a cute picture. So I made $75, except really I made $60 after fees. So there's that. Very cute dress. Very happy about that. Next on Poshmark, you're like, hey, wait, we've seen this recently. You have, because somebody purchased it and then they returned it to me. And I maybe complained about it unjustly because I don't remember if I complained about it on YouTube or not. I didn't really complain about it, but it was one of those things where they purchased it and they ended up, they wanted it by a certain date. I made the special trip to UPS on Columbus Day or something because the post office was closed. So I made a special trip out to UPS to get it there earlier for them. And then they received it and they were like, oh, it didn't work out for me. And they returned it. But they messaged me after, I think it was after Halloween or after the date that they needed it. Like they needed it by a, Friday. And then they messaged me Monday, even though they had received the item like Wednesdays, right? So I was kind of like, oh, is this like a rental situation? It totally was not a rental situation. It's once again me being an asshole, right? They just, it still had like all the fold lines in it from when I had it packaged up. So the person was totally lovely. Anyway, that was returned. So I reposted it everywhere. I had it listed for $49. Somebody on Poshmark sent me this offer for $30. And it's a little bit lower than I'd like to go anyway. Like ideally, sorry, Rizzo's jumping on the table. Ideally, I would have sold it between like 35, 39, something like that. So like not super far off, but then, and like if I sold it on Etsy, I would have paid shipping on top of whatever discount I agreed to give somebody, and on Poshmark, I'm not paying shipping, but I am paying higher fees. It's all like kind of washes out one way or another, I guess. But the other thing was that I was also like, let me just get this out of here. Like, this is a piece that I acquired. Someone sent it to me, and it was just like, it's one of those gestures that seems nice, but it was a little odd, and I'm not going to go into it but it was odd. And so I'm glad that it finally sold. It took a very long time to sell. Then it got returned. And I'm like, let me just accept the $30 and get this out. And maybe that'll be good energy getting it out of the house. So I made $30 on this, except not really, because I made $24 after my Poshmark extortion fees. So that's everything that I freaking sold for this week. Can you even believe it? Yeah, so the Poshmark sales, I have to admit that I am probably chalking up to the Vendu sharing, except sort of, because I know this is not related to like what I sold, but my Vendu, I upgraded to the yearly plan finally, which as part of the plan, it includes all of like the little add-ons you can get, one of which is marketplace sharing. And I've been trying to use it for Poshmark and Depop, which is the only two marketplaces. They offer more, but I don't sell on those marketplaces. And it's been really spotty and inconsistent and unreliable for me. In order for Vendu to run its marketplace sharing, you have to have your computer on and like awake, like it can't be in sleep mode or whatever. So, and just like all the time. So if you're scheduling it to run like every whenever, you have to make sure that when it's time for that to run, your computer's awake. And I don't do that, right? Like my computer is not just like running 24/7. And so what I was doing is I was just hitting like share now and like just, do it right now when I was ready and at my desk and working, and it kept getting like stuck and just like not sharing things. And I mean, for like days. And I would cancel the requests and then start new ones. I would cancel the requests, wait 2 hours, and then start a new one. I would cancel all the requests, shut everything down, log out of Vendu, log out of my computer, log back into everything, try it again, still wouldn't work. I've been going back and forth with Vendu a little bit, and they're kind of like, oh, we're having an issue, but they're not really saying what the issue is. And they're just like, oh, that's weird. We are having some issues, but like mostly, I think like mostly there's been delays, but like whatever. So I'm not really getting clear answers on things. And I haven't been too up their ass because it's been Thanksgiving and I assume like they're not around for me to be up their ass right now. And then this morning I got a message from them. They're like, oh, do you have any other questions? I'm like, yeah, I have a question about like, is this going to fucking work? I mean, like, now I will say that this morning I saw a new thing pop up where it said, oops, this is stuck, cancel, and like, try it again. So I had run a sharing thing. It actually started sharing, but this was the first time in 2 days. I had run one. The last time it shared was the 27th. And meanwhile, today is the 29th as I'm recording this. Meanwhile, I had attempted to run shares like a whole bunch of times, always canceling in between and whatever, right? And so now it was finally running it. I think I had put the request in at like 9 something in the morning, and it looks like it first started sharing around 1 in the afternoon. And then there was a pop-up message that like, oops, this is stuck, cancel and try again. I had run the shares on both Depop and Poshmark at the same time. The Depop one ran and got stuck. The Poshmark had not even started yet. So I don't know what the deal is with this, but I will say that when it's sharing, I do think that that's helping both my Poshmark and my Depop. As you can see, I'm not getting like inundated with sales or anything. Also on the Poshmark, I did go through and Like I've been trying to make offers. I have automatic offers set up for both Posh and Depop. They don't really get accepted a whole bunch, but like I've been going in for like this whole Black Friday scenario. I've gone in and made some like higher offers on Posh, like meaning more off than I normally offer, just because it's the whole Black Friday situation. Someone's calling me. So like it's helping, but I don't think it's like not earth shattering yet. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that it's worth having the marketplace sharing since it works out for me in other ways to have the yearly Vendu plan. But I don't know that I would specifically be paying extra for that, at least not at this point. We'll see. My listing is also not crazy. I have been consistent with my one per day, which again, I know is not a lot, but as we've said, it's more than like 9 in a month that I did one time. So I'm working on that. I definitely feel like listing is always like the biggest prod for my sales, right? If I'm listing new items. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at. So not a great week. I have had a little bit more pickup with the whole Black Friday thing. So I had like, probably 4 sales yesterday, which was great, but those aren't in this week's numbers yet. So you'll see those next week, but it's also Black Friday. It's a weird time of year. I know that the whole holiday season is traditionally not fantastic for secondhand clothing. I probably should be listing some more hard goods right now. I'm just like, I'm not into hard goods and I have the, whatever, we'll see. So that's that. I hope that you enjoyed this video and all of my complaining, and maybe something was informational. I don't know. I appreciate you watching this so much. And I will see you again soon. Bye.